Hey, toe drag swag.
Yes, sir.
Y'all see him on TV all the time, man. Look here. If y'all don't know my boy, he stay flashy. That's why I'm already ready. I got the Lions helmet on. I
Okay.
got the B-line watch that he gave me. The first watch he came out with, I got it on.
It still work?
Hey, I got the chains. I got the chains on. Cause if y'all don't know my boy, look here. In practice, he used to be swagged out. I'm to my swag, like autographed gloves that he gave me.
Drip,
Hey,
drip.
without further ado, hey, my boy Nate B, go ahead. You got the
Hey,
show, baby. You got the flow.
what's up, baby? I see you dripped out. You got the jersey on. It still fit. You know what I'm saying? I know you got probably about 10 to 15 routes left in you, so I can respect it. You're looking good, man. I'm just glad to be here, man. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to be here, my brother. I'm glad that
Hey,
you're putting me on your podcast.
hey, man, I appreciate you being on, man, because you know me and you talked about it. So, we ain't gonna, hey, we just gonna shoot the breeze a little bit, man.
Okay.
Because this just to break the ice for everybody that
Yeah,
hear
we're
me.
gonna do it again.
Oh yeah, everybody always hear me say Nate B, but they ain't seen you. So I say, you know what? He finna be seen in a minute. Y'all just stay tuned, cause we talk all the time. But hey, I got my boy Nate on the show, man. Thank you for being on the show, man. Hey, we already know what you about. We see you on the tube all the time, man. You be fresh all the time. I always gave you props for your outfits, man. But we ain't gonna dive into too many questions because
Right, right,
I don't wanna give y'all too much info, but
right.
just a little bit. How the family doing?
Family's good, man. We got growing kids at the crib. The wife, she's working like crazy. She got her podcast going and she's doing some stuff for the ladies behind the scenes in the NFL. She was just at the Super Bowl for the Inside Lives podcast and her toy Burleson brand. So she's doing good and the kids are good. They're in school as much as they can be out here in Jersey. Sports have started. So,
Yeah.
we got through the football season. Now they're working their way through the basketball season. So hopefully we can get through that without too many bumps in the road. But yeah, man, everything's good, my brother.
Man, that's good, man. Hey, it's so much I could say about this young man. I mean, I watched him grow. I'm older than him. That's why I said young man. I
Yeah,
watched him
100%.
grow. He
100%.
was in the NFL before me, but when I came in, he showed me the ropes. He was always professional by everything he did. Even when he was on the field, in the locker room, he always treated us with nothing but love. And by the way, Ryan Bros told me to tell you what's up. I had him on the show today. Hey, I was trying to get both of y'all on the show at the same time, but I told him, I say, knowing Nate, he busy because he got 3, 4 different shows he doing. He got other businesses he working out. So he told me to tell you what's up.
That's my
But anyway,
guy, man. That's my
hey,
guy.
I know he told me he was telling me about when he came in after he got drafted. He said it was this one little bit of information that he said you said to him and it stuck with him. He said he came in, he was a second round pick, and you said, hey, that money is for you to get started. And he was like, I ain't know what that meant. And I was like, what he meant by that? He said, me done with football, now I'm into real estate. He said, so
Yeah.
that money was just for me to get started.
And he's doing
Like,
his thing too, man.
hey, he is.
Yeah. I
So how
remember
do you
I
feel?
remember talking to Broyles and Titus Young, and I was telling them, like, look, you guys are here to replace me. Like, let's not
Yeah,
get it twisted, man. You guys are here to take my job. And if you do your job,
yeah.
then we're gonna if you do your job, then I'll be out and you'll be making money. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but they gonna draft guys like that, man. So like, how me is a little different. You was coming in, you was already a couple years ahead of me. When you know them, they finna draft guys like that. Like,
That's a fact.
like what you thinking about? You like, look, I ain't finna let this young dude take my job, or you just like, shit, if you take it, it's whatever. I'm still paid.
Nah, I was willing to let go of my job because I knew it's like as much as I wanted to hold on to the NFL as long as I could,
Yeah.
I knew that's the name of the game. The name of the game is to find somebody that's younger and cheaper. So
Mm-hmm.
I almost tried to accept it before it happened.
Yeah.
And the best way of doing that was like preparing whoever that was behind me to take my job. And on top of that, if I gave somebody all the jewels they needed, if I gave them all the tools they needed, and I still beat them out, it gave me confidence because it's like, well,
Right.
I'm doing it the right way. I'm actually trying to lead this young fella and give him everything he needs to be successful. And if I'm still better than him right now, that means I still have some football left. Now, if he
Right.
beats me fair and square, then that might be a sign where I have to start thinking about, the next chapter and my career being over.
Right. I mean, you did what, 12, 13?
11 years,
You did 11.
12, and then I retired right after Cleveland.
Right. Now you done transition. You a NFL analyst now, and not saying this because you're my boy, but I feel like you are one of the best, to do it right now. I mean, you got some old heads in front of you that's really, really, really talented with that microphone in front of them.
Like Shannon Sharp.
Cause I get people all the time. They be DMing me, they messaging me. They be like, "Hey, that's your boy? Ain't that your boy?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's my boy, man. That's my dude." You know what I'm saying? You on a panel now. Not only did you do Good Morning Football, NFL Today,
Right.
Extra TV,
Right.
but we'll talk about that later. I'm talking about when you was on the panel on the stage at the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Like, how big was that?
That was huge, man. That was huge. This is my second Super Bowl. I've been in TV now 6 years, 6 and some change, and I've been on CBS going on 4 years, and I've done
Right.
2 Super Bowls with them. Like, imagine that. I played 11 years, never made it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I've been on a broadcast that has hosted 2 of them.
Right.
It was unreal, man. That type of platform, knowing over 100 million people were watching, that's incredible, man. So it's a blessing to be on that type of stage, talking about the game that I love. 4-hour pregame show, halftime, and then the hour afterwards. It was unreal, an unreal feeling.
I know it is, man, because I watched pretty much all the shows. I watched I like the Good Morning Football, but the one that's taking over now is Extra TV.
Yeah.
And I remember 2 of them. Two. You did an interview with J-Lo,
Yep, of course.
and you did an interview with Angela Bassett.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm texting you, calling you while you doing these interviews. I'm like, but I forgot that the show was already done already. So I'm like, oh, he on the show with J-Lo. He on the with Angela Bassett. 2 famous, beautiful women.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how do you feel now? Playing football, you was always a star in football, being drafted, all that good stuff, to now you talking to people outside of football. Angela Bassett, Jennifer Lopez, and then you just had forgot who you just had on. You finna do one with Mark Ingram.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking to celebrities, man, and it's a surreal feeling because some of these celebrities actually know me. I did a red carpet and I went to interview Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Pacino was sitting there as cool as ever, and I introduced myself like I always do because I'm new in this entertainment space. So I want people to put a face with a name. So I'm like, hey, my name is Nate Burleson. And before I can get it all, he's like, I know who you are. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, get to the show.
Yeah.
Football and do Sundays with CBS. And I was like, wait, time out. You know who I am?
That's Al Pacino.
Like, yeah. So like stuff like that, man. It's humbling, and interviewing J-Lo and having an interview where she enjoyed it, and then you get the feedback from her people like, yo, we really love the interview. And they just a couple of days ago, I was doing the junket, which is basically what we call like the media interviews for a TV show or a movie. And I was doing Coming to America, the new one. And I interviewed some of the co-stars, and then they're like, all right, Nate, you're up next with Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy. And I was like, what? Okay.
This is a dream come true.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there talking to Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. And Arsenio was like, so Nate, you be doing your thing, man. I see you. Like, where's the studio located? I'm like, damn, man, Arsenio Hall know who I am.
Right.
Eddie Murphy was super cool. So it's good because it breaks up the monotony of just talking about football every day. Like, I really enjoy entertainment just because naturally that's something that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm. You are an entertainer. I can't say, even in practice, you entertain us with your outfits. You know, like, that's why I got the jersey on. That's why I got the gold chains on. He understands it. He knows it's a joke, but at the same time, it was him. Like, he come to practice. We'll have our Lions gear on, and he got on some loud green socks with some yellow cleats. Like, who the hell does that? But that's Nate Burleson. That's who he is. He's the father. He's a husband. A great man and a great leader at the same time. And I'm not just saying this because it's my boy, because I watched it. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it,
and now that you you done jumped off of you're not playing football no more. Now you into the entertaining. You entertaining, and you are, talking to bigger celebrities than you are, and
Right, right, right.
they actually know you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got people that I don't even know that they like, man, like that's Nate Bird. Like one guy, you remember I told you this was one guy in the locker room. He watching the show every morning. He watched Good Morning Football every morning. I come in and they was like, Steph, ain't this your boy right here? I'm like, yeah, that's my boy. And the one guy, he was like, I love this dude, man. I love him. I'm like, what you love about it? He say, man, he just got energy. His swag, like, and he be dressing. I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's just who he is. You know what I'm saying? And one more, one other question I had. Well, it ain't really a question. We ain't used to having a conversation.
That's a fact.
When
That's a
you
fact.
when you was on Good Morning Football the other day,
Yeah.
and we already know about Black Lives Matter. We already know about all that.
Right.
And the incident that happened with the football player in Seattle.
Yeah, yeah. Chad,
He's
Chad Wheeler,
white.
right?
Yeah, Chad Wheeler, white guy with a black girlfriend.
Yeah.
He beat the girl up, and before the segment was
Almost
over, you said, look, before this segment is over, I need to say something.
Yeah.
Did you take any backlash behind that?
No, I didn't take any backlash. My producer, he was like, yo, next time, give me a heads up. We'll give you more space to talk. And a couple of the execs hit me up and was like, hey, we just want to know what was going on behind the scenes. Did they not let you talk and you got mad and felt like you needed to? And I just kind of told them that the show had went by, and we were at the third hour. So we didn't have any more news hits, which typically, if there's news hits that we're not covering as a show, our reporter or our newsman, Will Silva, will usually touch on those. So I knew that we didn't have any more left. So I'm like, all right, if the show's almost over and we haven't talked about this, and I know this incident happened, Saturday, and it's already Tuesday, and I know the NFL Network hasn't necessarily touched on it, especially from the Good Morning Football show perspective. I just felt like it was necessary, and it was less about him being a white dude and a black woman. It was more about domestic violence being an issue that we have to talk about regardless of the color, regardless if the guy's a starter, regardless if he's a superstar, because we weren't hesitant to talk about issues when it came to other superstars in this league. Yeah, they're black because majority of the league is black.
Right, the Colin Kaepernicks.
Yeah.
The Ray Rices.
Yeah, that was a silent need to protest what's going on in these streets. But I'm talking about domestic violence issues that were harsh, domestic violence issues that were real, even domestic violence issue allegations we had talked about. So I'm like, all right, if we're going to address allegations in news hits, then we have to address a player who almost killed a woman. So
he beat her up pretty good, man.
Yeah, I kind of just took it into my own hands and felt like it was necessary to talk about. And then, I would do it again because it was less about rushing to remind everybody how bad a football player is. Because I always say that the bad guys in football make up a small percentage. And it's just society. Right. But just like society, the issues that we deal with in football, they also happen in everyday life. So
it does.
It's one of those things that, we just have to continue to make sure that we continue to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when I saw it, it's crazy because I didn't see it. Yeah. And me and Toya, Jen and Toya was talking.
Yeah.
And they was on the phone. So I was like, I'm like, hey, Toya, I'm screaming, hey, Toya. So she was like, Lolo, did you see the incident? And I was like, no. So she was like, I'm going to send it to you. She sent it to me and Jen. I seen it. I was like, wow. She said, did you see the segment when Nate got on, at the end of the Good Morning Football, the segment that he did? And I was like, no, I didn't catch that one. She was like, she was like, we wanted to make sure he didn't get in no trouble behind that because you spoke out.
Right.
Not in a negative way. You spoke out in a positive way because, like you said, the domestic violence was one of the things that got guys kicked out of the league, and it wasn't even as harsh as his. His was bad. Right. And, like you said, he almost killed that girl. Yeah. But y'all didn't make that a platform. Y'all didn't talk about that and say, hey, this guy, if we want to say racial, whatever, black and white, Black Lives Matter, whatever, I don't care about all that. But at the same time, y'all should have brought this out. Y'all should have made this a main stage and say, look what happened to this girl. Put her picture up on the screen, on the news, so we can talk about it and let people see that, oh, they do it too. And they also worse. But that stuff gonna get swept under the rug. So
right.
We ain't gonna see all that.
Yeah,
but
we just gotta make sure that when this incident happens, whether they're black, white, a starter, or a backup, we continue to talk about it, because the NFL is a reflection of society. And if these things are happening in society, we also need to talk about it. So, I wasn't trying to be a hero. I just felt like it was on my heart to say something. So I just felt like saying it. You know what I mean?
Hey, y'all heard it first, man. Nate Burleson, man. Hey, we gonna wrap this up because, like I said, I just want to get a little bit of time so we can break the ice.
Talk about.
A
recap of the season. The NBA is here. We love basketball. The Lakers.
Nate.
We got to start. We got to talk to the Lakers and show a couple of pictures of you in that baggy ass jersey. Lakers straight down to your toe. But yeah, we got a ton of stuff to talk about this.
Oh man, we got plenty, man. That's why I say, I'm gonna save. Like that's why I said I just went straight off the dome. I ain't got no nothing. Yeah. Nothing. I just was like, look, me and my boy gonna have a conversation because he can rap, dress code. Or we gonna talk about when we went to the Lakers game and I had that jersey on, what you said, hey, to my toes. Yeah. We're gonna talk about some locker room stuff, man. We're gonna talk about we're gonna have Hawaii. We got stories, man. But like I said, man, Nate B, man, I appreciate you being on the show for me tonight, man. Hey, it is date night for me and the wife, so I'm gonna hop up off this show, man. So so I can make sure my wife have a good time tonight. Tell the family I said, hey, man, I'll talk to you soon, bro.
Sound good, brother.
All right, man.